Well, hello there, GCMF members. I am so happy to introduce to you Art Dirksen is with us tonight, and we've tried to get together, but schedules have been a little back and forth. Everybody has busy schedules these days, and but we're happy to get together finally and just share with Art just how he's doing and how Elaine's doing, his wife, and just we're just so eager to find out some encouraging words, just as we go through, what we're all going through, and that's kind of the little bit of the focus that we're going to talk about as we have with others, and that's. Art, we're just wondering, how are you making out through this pandemic this last year? How are you doing?
Well, first of all, thank you. It is really neat to be on. I feel like we're on a radio station or something, but that's what Zoom's all about, eh? We can
Yes.
see each other, but we feel like you're like a radio host, eh? And so just want to say that I'm just really appreciating hearing everyone's testimonies and what's going on with their lives. And I
Amen.
just think that this is it's a fabulous format for CGMF to be doing this. It's just great. It's just the way it
Hmm.
is.
Yeah.
And so I'm involved in quite a few different Zoom calls and things like that, whether they're personal ones, family ones, ministry ones. So I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with these kind of conversations.
With the technology,
Yeah.
yes, yes, me too.
And yeah, you too. And I'm not a techie. I know you're a little bit of one, a little bit,
Barely.
a little bit. Yeah, and Carl's got your back, and Elaine's got my back. You know,
That's
we
right.
got people, and Nancy's got your back.
That's right.
Um, but you're asking me, with the pandemic, what's really gone on? Really, by the grace of God, my life has changed like everyone's somewhat, but not that much.
Right.
We've managed to just continue on to do the things we're doing with family, with following restrictions and all that kind of stuff, and being very careful with that. But I'm finding that relationally with everybody,
Right.
a lot of people that I chum around with, they've adjusted to this newness. It's just the way it is.
Right.
This is the way we communicate. We communicate this
Mhm.
way, not with a hug and not with not a face to face.
Mhm.
So we've really, I think our life has been pretty much pretty much the same. Ministry's changed a bit,
You
you know.
mentioned Elaine is working from home now or something,
Yes,
so that's
yes, thank
great.
you. She works for the government. She works at home.
Right.
We have this little cottage, this little place up north, so she can work from there as well. So, as
Awesome.
long as we don't get shut down, she'll be able to do that this summer.
Right.
And I've got lots of ministry going on up there, buddy. Lots. You know,
Hmm.
actually, we're doing a marriage for somebody. Um,
Awesome.
did a couple baptisms. Did one last summer and the summer before that. So
Right.
even up at the cottage, we're still being able to just enjoy, have the family, and like everybody else, with their organization, sharing your faith wherever you're at. So when I go up there, the ministry still continues. My wife's very patient with me because sometimes I gotta kind of go off and have a meeting or talk with somebody. But overall, we go up there and relax, and so yeah, life's still
Perfect.
good.
Perfect. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Well, then come and visit. You and I talked about this, man. Like,
I'm
come up and visit. Yeah,
I'm breaking one of the commandments already. N- not to want what your neighbor has, right?
yeah. Don't covenant. Yeah, don't
Not
covet
covet
your
your
name.
what your neighbor has or whatever.
But don't
Right.
cease gathering together and driving 2 hours and coming up for lunch or a dinner or something.
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Um, so you mentioned that you're doing okay and you're doing all right, and so have you been able to engage in ministry over the last year? I know that you've got you. I know you started a new ministry a couple years back now, right?
Yes.
How's all that going?
You know what? Honestly, it's going well. We used to meet. You come out one time
Right.
or twice. I think
Yeah.
you come up with the baptisms on the street, but
Mhm.
downtown in Hamilton, this gentleman loaned us his building. It's actually a beautiful church. We'd meet every Wednesday night. So now we've been meeting by Zoom every Wednesday. For a
Okay.
while, we'd meet on Zoom in the church, and then have people come to the church, and then have people Zoom in. Now we're just zooming. So on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, people zoom in. By the
Right.
grace of God, it's growing. And but what we do, it's the organization's called HIMC,
Mhm.
Hamilton International Mission Community.
Right.
I'll put a plug in just more for curiosity for people. If they Google HIMC.ca, then the first thing they're going to see is we're not a church.
Right.
We say to people, we are not a church. We
Right.
come alongside churches. We come
Mm.
along mission organizations,
Right.
and our it's all on the web and all that. But our slogan or our word is, as we bring in money, and money's been coming from different areas, or it goes directly to these other missions. We give 50% to international and local missions, of
Amen.
whatever comes in. Well, it's
Amen.
probably 90% at this point, just because. But we also we connect with these other mission organizations and the
Right.
churches.
Uh-huh.
So, Gregor, we're not sheep stealing and stuff like that. And churches are starting to hear about us a little bit, and we're saying, hey, like we're not looking for your sheep. We got enough sheep. Let your sheep bite you if they want to have a little nibble on you.
Mhm.
Let people go where they're going. We encourage people to go to their churches,
Mhm.
but if they want to get involved in missions, or in Haiti, or I wrote a couple of them down here to remind me. In Haiti, we got something going on with a medical clinic right now. There's a big build down there in Haiti.
Uh-huh.
The prison.
Right.
We did a pie campaign last year, and
Right. That's right.
we remember that we sold the pies.
I didn't even
The
get any. I
Lord brought
tried
it.
to buy some, but you were sold out, I think. I think that's how
It
it
was
went.
that's what happened. We had to shut down. We got at about they raised. I think they had about $15,000 was raised.
Right.
With these $10 pies.
Right.
And so some people were buying the pies and just donating the pies. So we'd give the pies to local mission organizations.
Mhm.
And so the $10 went to Haiti, and the pies went to these local food banks and stuff like that. It was like a double. It was like a win-win, eh?
Right.
And then she got so many, we had to stop the campaign. And only God could do that, brother. You
Right.
know, this
Amen.
wasn't our campaign. It was a
Yeah.
group called Dream Big with Us, and we're HIMC's partner with them. So they
Yeah.
facilitate the
Sue,
money going down.
what's the latest?
Suketi. Yes, sir.
Suketi. Right. Right.
Suketi.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Suketi.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And another group down there, they're building a medical clinic. This is a big. It's a big project.
Right.
So we're just kind of putting the word out for people that want to come alongside them. People are donating directly to them,
Mhm.
and then they get a tax receipt.
Right.
So if we're now a non-for-profit, and not
Right.
registered as to give tax receipts.
Uh-huh.
Um, then we got
Mm.
in Papua New Guinea. There's
Mhm.
one of the girls that kind of come through. She built a school in two schools in Papua New Guinea, and she's in another project right now.
Right.
So she's raising 22,000 right now. She's at 17. I'm saying all this to say to you is that all we're trying to do is just connect people.
Right.
So
Amen.
our whole ministry is just connecting. We don't really know what we're doing except for connect people, love on people.
Right.
We meet, share the gospel. We'll do
Right.
communion, and just let everyone have a platform to share what their ministries are. Very
Right.
much like CG Matt, like very much like where we are. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I receive your letter, your monthly update, and or
Yes.
is
The
it
loop.
monthly
Yep.
or weekly or
Weekly. Yep. Yep.
weekly update? And yeah, so I've listened to some of the different things you've been involved with, and I know you've hooked up with Pastor John on Wednesday nights and stuff like that too. And he
Got
does
to talk
his
about.
food drive and for the homeless and
Yeah.
lower income, right?
I got to talk about that just because I see it downtown when you guys are on the trucks with the Salvation Army.
Right,
John from Parkview Church, they have, if you need food, if you need clothing, if you need
right.
furniture, he's been doing it for 19 years. So
Yeah,
he's a partner with HIMC.
right.
I just fallen in love with this guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's a good man.
Honestly, like he's like us, man. He's a real deal, just
Good
doing it
man.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good
And
man.
well, his whole team, are a bunch of good people doing some
Yeah,
good work out there. Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Well,
So
that's great
that's
to hear. That's great to hear that you're
yeah,
keeping busy and but you're getting some rest as well. That's good to see, right?
yes,
Because
yes,
that's part of it's hard for people like us to stay still sometimes and but yet we need to learn to stay still and hear from the Lord, right? And be still and know that I am God, right?
buddy. And honestly, Psalm 46:10. As you're saying it, I'm thinking it, and I'll bet you when people are hearing this, they're thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
That same verse.
right,
Well, you try and be still when you normally go in first gear. You don't have second and third. It's like giddy up, let's go. Well,
right.
that's most of us.
Yeah,
That's ever since I've known you and Carl and everybody else. It's like you're doers. You're not just hearers of the word.
mhm,
We're doers of the word.
right,
And sometimes you're absolutely correct. We can be doing, I think, in the Lord's opinion as well, and ours, you can be doing too much.
right, right.
We got to hear from him. We got to,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
And just not let it allow it to consume you like it can. It can ministry can consume pastors very easily
yeah,
because they're open. Their hearts are so big. Hopefully,
hmm,
and you just get drawn into so much stuff, right? And you take
yeah,
on a lot of other people's stuff when you need to be taking care of yourself as well, right? What is it, home
yeah,
care or health care or personal care? You need that's very important, right? Amen.
yeah, yep. Amen. I
So,
absolutely agree. Even saying that just calms me down. You see, I was ramped up there just 10 minutes ago. As soon as we
right.
start talking about ministry, it's like, giddy up, let's go, let's go. Well,
Yeah.
it's the Lord's timing,
Yeah.
You'd ask me those questions and stuff. You're thinking, okay, what word would you have, for
Yeah.
the ministries that we're all involved with? What
That is.
word would I have?
Yeah.
And it would be Psalm 46:10, to be still and know that I'm near. But
Right.
then he says, I'll be exalted in all the nations. I'll be exalted in all the earth. And buddy, I remember a few years ago thinking of that verse is very personal to me, Psalm 46:10,
Mhm.
because I'm always in high gear and it's not good sometimes.
No.
But he says, I'll be exalted in all the nations. I'll be exalted in all the earth. I'm going, how could you be exalted in all the nations and all the earth if I'm sitting still? If I'm just sitting there, he says, it's then that I'll speak to you and empower you.
Wow.
And I think it's profound to me, buddy, because I'm a giddy up in the morning, night, whatever. Okay, it's giddy up. But when we sit still before him, he goes, just make that phone call. Just wait, just wait, just wait. And we've all got these stories. I hear them every time we have our meetings, what God has done and how he's moved. But I think he moves best when we're just sitting and hearing from him and then trying to go out for the day. Or if you got your day going and all of a sudden you get that phone call, and we all get them,
Right.
where it's someone who's very sick or suicidal or,
Mhm.
something very serious stuff.
Mhm.
Well, no, I got to go. I got this going on and that. No, you don't got to go.
Right.
You got to stop. Jesus always stopped. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And yeah, that would be my comment anyway.
Amen. Amen. Well, my
Amen.
friend, we
Yeah.
could go on, for another couple
Yep.
hours easily, right? But
Yeah.
we are going to cut it short, and
We did.
short is sweet. And
Yes.
we thank you for taking the time
Thank you.
out of your busy schedule. I thank Elaine for releasing you
Yes.
to us for for a few moments. And I just, God bless you, buddy. God bless you, Elaine, and all that you're doing, my friend. All right.
Bless you, man. Thank you.
All
Same
right.
back at you and Nance and Carl and the family. And Yeah, thank you. Great format, and we did keep it tight, man. We're trying to keep under 15 minutes or 12, and I think you're around that. And just God bless everybody. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.
Okay.
Good night, Art.
Cheers, man.
All right.
Good night.